Okay guys, so this is 5.1 and this is the share and show video. So I'm going to read you the directions and help you with the directions first. It says number 1, how can you describe a pattern to find the cost of 4 packs of batteries? So they started your table here and they want you to find this missing part for the 4 packs of batteries, like the missing cost. And remember we learned that there's 2 different options of patterns here. You could either find a pattern going across, or you can find a pattern going down each time. Okay, so you need to tell me what operation you're doing in your pattern, adding or multiplying. Tell me the number that you're doing that, and then tell me the words to describe it. Okay, so are you adding batteries? Are you adding dollars? Are you increasing by packs each time? So think about what your words would say to describe what you're doing. Okay. So I think the same thing is happening here. Describe a pattern in the table, then complete the table. So first you need to figure out a pattern, adding or multiplying, and by what number, and the words to describe it, and then you have to finish by using that pattern and finish the 2 missing spots. So pause your video now and try those 3 share and show problems, and then come back to see how you did. Okay, so for number 1, as I'm looking at this table, and maybe I am going to go across first to find a pattern, if that's what you did. Across the top, they were just adding by ones, 1 pack of battery each time. And so now I need to find a pattern across the bottom so I can find this missing box. So what do they do to 3 to get to 6, and then 6 to get to 9? Well, if I'm at 3, how many more do I need to count up to get 9? 3, 4, 5, 6. If I'm at 6, how many do I need to count up? 6, 7, 8, 9. So both times they just added the number 3. So if they added 3 before, then I'm going to add 3 to get my last cost here. And that would be 12. So now I need to describe that pattern. Remember, I don't want you to say count by 3. I want you to say add. So add 3 is one possible pattern. And then what are we adding 3 of? I need to be specific. So what is this column talking about that I keep adding 3 of? Go back over, it's the cost. So I don't say add 3 cost. How do we count costs? We count them with dollars. So you add $3. And when do we add $3? For each what? For each pack. I'm sorry, this is hard to write with this pen and my thumb. Okay, so $3 for each pack. Oh my gosh, this looks like a kindergarten wrote it. Okay, that's one option. But remember, we have another option. I could go up and down. So if you had add $3 for each pack, you're great. I'm going to erase that one now and show the other option. Okay, so maybe instead of going across finding a pattern, you wanted to find a pattern going down. So what do you do from 1 to get to 3, and 2 to get to 6, and 3 to get to 9? That's all the same. Well, if I think of adding, 1 plus 2 would be 3. 2 plus 4 would be 6. 3 plus 6 would be 9. So I'm not adding because that's not a pattern. Pattern means the same things happening over and over. So addition is out for this way. So let's try multiplication. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. So the pattern going down is you multiply by 3. Now, what am I multiplying by 3? I need to tell some words in here so I know what I'm supposed to multiply by 3. So look at the number that we're multiplying by 3. It's this top number, right? 1 times 3, 2 times 3. And what are these top numbers counting? The packs of batteries. Multiply the packs by 3 is what you should have had as the other option for a pattern. So if I'm multiplying the packs by 3, then we'll do 4 times 3, and that gives us 12. Did you get that? Awesome job if you did. Okay, next ones. Let's go across this time from 2 to get to 4, 3 to get to 6, 4 to get to 8 each time. What are you multiplying by every time or adding each time? We're multiplying by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 2 is 10. So keep going. 6 times 2 is 12. 7 times 2 is 14. So maybe you did going across like this, and you're going to say times 2. But what are we multiplying by 2? We're multiplying this number by 2, which is what? The tenths. Okay, so I magically wrote that really quick. Multiply the tenths by 2. Okay, so that's one option. Maybe you decided to do, instead of going across each time, maybe you wanted to find a pattern going down so you could continue going down and fill in the missing numbers. So let's work together to figure out what that pattern is. Okay, so let's start and let's see what's happening each time. From 4 to 6, from 6 to 8, from 8 to 10. What are they doing each time to our number? It's increasing by 2, right? 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. So this pattern going down is adding 2 each time. So if we keep the pattern going, I would get 12 and then 14, because every time I go down, I'm adding 2. So to write that, you would say add 2. And now what are we adding 2 of? What are these things in this column? Look at the top. Lanterns. Lanterns are like a type of light that you use with a little fire inside of it. Sometimes it's also a little light inside of it. Add 2 lanterns. And when do we add 2 lanterns? For each tent. So every time we add another tent, we have to add 2 lanterns. So we would say add 2 lanterns for each tent. Cool. Okay, last one for share and show. Okay, so this one has adults and campers. So sounds to me kind of like chaperones. Like if you're going to go on a camping trip, you can't just have all the kids go by themselves, right? So for every certain number of campers or kids, you have to have an adult that's with them in a group. So if there's one adult, you have to have 6 campers. It's probably actually the other way around. If there's 12 campers, you have to have 2 adults. If there's 18 campers, you have to have 3 adults. So let's see if we can figure out a pattern. Again, you can go either way. Okay, from 6 to 12 and 12 to 18, what are you doing to your numbers each time? Well, let's count up to see what I need to do. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 6 plus 6 is 12. What about 12 to get to 18? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 12 plus 6 is 18. So going across, they're adding 6. So I want to keep that going so I can get the last 2. So what's 18 plus 6? 24. What's 24 plus 6? 30. So if you did it this way, you would write it like this. Okay, magically, I turned into a kindergartner, and here's my kindergarten writing. Add 6 campers for each adult, because I'm adding 6 across here and I need to describe that with some more words. What do I have 6 of? So go to the words over here. Oh, these are all campers. So add 6 campers, and when do I add 6 campers? For every new adult. All right, now maybe you were a person who, instead of going across for your pattern, you wanted to do the columns going down. So let's see what your pattern would have got. All right. So yours, we got from a 1 to a 6, a 2 to a 12, a 3 to an 18. What am I doing to each one of these numbers? I'm multiplying it by 6. 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 6 is 18. So 4 times 6, 24. 5 times 6, 30. So your pattern was multiply, and what you have to tell me what to multiply. Multiply the adults by 6. I don't know what's happening. Even my pen is not working now. Multiply the adults by 6. So if you had that pattern, very good job. Okay, we'll pause that now and we'll go on to the on your own.